If you think a car battery is just a cheap box of power you can replace anytime, then you're standing right in front of one of the most expensive traps in the modern auto industry. AAA reports receiving approximately 7 million battery-related emergency calls annually. What's even more concerning is this: 25% of new batteries on the market today fail after just 1 to 2 years of use. And worse, 70% of those early failures are not caused by the user, but by choosing the wrong brand from the start. When material quality is cut, when the plates are made thinner, when the lead is diluted with impurities, the entire system begins to collapse faster than you'd expect. And in this video, we're going to expose 3 brands you should never trust if you don't want yourself to become the next victim. And the reward is at the end of the video if you persevere. 3 ticking time bombs. 1. EverStart Value. The recycled lead trap, EverStart Value. This is the line placed right out front, easy to see, with a shockingly low price at Walmart stores. It plays straight into the mindset of saving $1 wherever you can. But for mechanics who have torn apart thousands of batteries, this is what they call trash-grade technology. In reality, the plates in the value line use low-quality recycled lead with very high levels of impurities. In electrochemistry, the purer the lead, the more stable the current. But here, to cut costs, they pack in inferior lead-causing plate material, shedding to happen quickly. Every time you start the engine, tiny flakes of lead break off and fall to the bottom of the battery. Over time, they build up into a conductive sludge. Once that sludge reaches the bottom of the plates, it creates an internal short between the cells, and at that point, your battery officially becomes a useless block of plastic. Consumer Reports rank this line near the bottom in terms of durability, and that's a serious problem because modern vehicles are power-hungry machines, loaded with sensors, screens, and start-stop systems. Meanwhile, the plates in the EverStart Value are unbelievably thin. They simply can't handle the heat from a V8 engine or the constant charge-discharge cycles. They are also highly prone to sulfation, meaning once the battery is deeply discharged, even once, it may never recover. So don't be surprised if your car started just fine last night, and this morning it's dead as a rock. 2. Autocraft Gold, a factory defect time bomb. The name Gold sounds premium. It suggests a gold wage standard top-tier quality you can trust. But in reality, it's a glossy label designed to fool the eye. Autocraft Gold is a clear example of loose quality control in contract manufacturing. This line became notorious after being directly tied to a major recall by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration under case number 2-3E-044. The manufacturer, East Penn Manufacturing, which produced these batteries, admitted to a critical defect: incomplete internal connections. Inside a battery, lead connectors link all 6 cells together. These connectors must carry hundreds of amps during engine startup within just a few seconds. If that connection is flawed, if there are air pockets from casting, or it simply isn't fully bonded, it creates a bottleneck with extremely high electrical resistance. When you turn the key, cold cranking current, CCA, surges through that weak point. The massive electrical resistance generates instant heat, creating sparks inside an environment filled with acid and highly flammable hydrogen gas. The result? Best case, you lose power suddenly while driving on the highway. Worst case, this thing explodes under the hood, spraying acid across engine components and possibly onto anyone nearby. A faulty connection isn't just a defect, it's a death sentence for your vehicle's sensitive electronics. And to make matters worse, their warranty policy often drops off sharply after the first year. They know that after 12 months, the odds of sudden failure rise fast. They don't want to stand behind what they sold. For anyone who values their family's safety, this is a name you cross off your list first. 3. Econocraft, 90 days for a lie. And finally, Econocraft, a battery line I would call an embarrassment to the mechanical trade. Just a 90-day warranty, 3 months. While most other batteries offer at least 3 to 4 years, but this alone tells you that even the people who made it know it's already expired the moment it leaves the shelf. Worse yet, Independent investigations have shown that the CCA ratings printed on Econocraft batteries are often blatantly inflated. By industry standard, CCA must be measured at 0 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 18 degrees Celsius. But many of these low-cost units are tested at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius, to make the numbers look better. When real winter hits, the truth shows up. This battery doesn't have the strength to turn the crankshaft more than a couple of revolutions. Its reserve capacity is also among the lowest on the market. If your alternator has even a minor issue, you won't make it 5 miles before the car dies. If a company won't stand behind its product for more than 90 days, there's no reason you should trust it. Buying an Econocraft is like taking out a high-interest loan, one you'll repay with towing fees and pure frustration. That's enough of the deception. Mom and the industrial-grade junk. Now wipe your hands clean because next, I'm going to show you the steel standards. The rare names that still carry the dignity of American mechanical engineering. Steel standards, 5+ year lifespan. The Mechanic's Oath. This is the name that about 80% of seasoned mechanics in America will trust without hesitation. That trust wasn't built through flashy marketing. It was earned over decades of real-world use. The average lifespan of an Interstate battery typically falls between 4 to 6 years. And with proper maintenance, reaching 7 years is entirely possible. So why does it last? Take the MTX47/H5 AGM model. It consistently scores an outstanding 91 out of 100 from Consumer Reports. The key lies in its Climate Guard technology. Interstate engineers understand one simple truth. Heat is the #1 enemy of any battery. This line is built with a structure that offers up to 85% better heat resistance compared to standard batteries. Well, while cheaper units begin to warp their internal plates under the brutal heat of a Texas summer, Interstate maintains stable voltage output. More importantly, its ability to start at temperatures as low as minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit stands at the top of its class. That level of consistency is something other manufacturers chase, but can never truly replicate with recycled plastic and impure lead. With Interstate, you're not just buying a battery, you're buying a promise that your engine will start the moment you turn the key. Optima, red top and yellow top. Immortal spiral engineering. An Optima battery has a distinctive cylindrical design. That's not for looks. That's their proprietary spiral cell technology. Instead of traditional flat plates that can crack and break under vibration, Optima tightly winds pure lead into a spiral structure. The result is an extremely rigid build, with vibration resistance up to 15 times greater than a conventional battery. That's why Optima was named the top choice for extreme off-road drivers in 2026. For those who drive heavy trucks, go off-road, or deal with rough pothole-filled roads, Optima becomes a lifeline. Its AGM sealed diamond allows installation in almost any position without the risk of acid leaks. On top of that, a red top battery can realistically last 8 to 10 years. It's like an armored energy reserve built to take heavy impacts while still delivering stable deep cycle performance. Odyssey batteries, a tank under your hood. If you're looking for something heavy, both literally and figuratively, look at Odyssey. In the mechanical world, we have a saying, heavier is better. An Odyssey battery of the same size can weigh 20 to 30% more than its competitors. That's because it uses 100% virgin lead with 0 recycled impurities. Its plates are built to military-grade standards, thinner but more numerous, creating up to twice the surface area of a conventional battery. And this translates into massive starting power, in stable performance across extreme temperatures from minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit to 176 degrees Fahrenheit. At that point, this is no longer just a battery. It's a compact tank. It can sit unused for up to 2 years and still have enough power to start immediately. With vibration resistance up to 28 times the industry standard and real-world test scores reaching 94 out of 100, Odyssey proves one thing. When corners aren't cut on materials, you can build something that lasts far beyond what most people think is possible. Die-Hard Gold and Platinum, a durability oath since 1967. The name Die-Hard has stood since 1967 as a promise of toughness, in a market full of imitation and shortcuts. But here's something you need to know. The gold and platinum lines sold at Advanced Auto Parts are essentially the legendary Odyssey batteries, rebranded for retail. They are completely different from the outdated Autocraft line I warned you about earlier. Manufactured by Clarios using stamped grid technology, these batteries have grid structures up to 3 times stronger than traditional cast designs. Why does that matter? Because stamped grids eliminate weak points caused by air pockets during casting. That means smoother current flow and far better resistance to corrosion. The Platinum line scores an excellent 91 out of 100 in real-world testing. One thanks to its AGM design, which fully eliminates issues like acid leakage and evaporation. With a full 4-year replacement warranty, one of the longest in the retail lead-acid market, this is more than a product guarantee. It's a statement. They expect this battery to outlast your ownership of the vehicle. This isn't just a battery, it's the pride of a legacy American name. AC Delco Professional Gold, the king of muscle engines. If you drive a Chevy Silverado, a Ford F-Series, or any heavy-duty truck from General Motors, you already know why AC Delco is the OEM standard. The Professional Gold line is built to handle the brutal vibration of large diesel engines and the massive electrical demands of modern truck accessories. Their Group 49 AGM model is often called the king in the truck world, with a failure rate under 0.5%, a number almost unheard of in mass production. What sets AC Delco apart is voltage stability. These cheaper batteries often create electrical noise or sudden voltage drops, triggering false warnings across sensitive sensor systems. AC Delco delivers clean, flat current perfectly matched to factory specifications, protecting the vehicle's electronic brain from electrical shock. For a working truck, something that tows, hauls, and earns its keep, you don't need something flashy. You need something steady, reliable, like a workhorse. And that's exactly what AC Delco delivers. Bosch S5 AGM line, precision and the leap forward. Finally, we have a true example of precision, the Bosch S5 AGM line. This is quite simply the bodyguard for the most complex electrical systems. It's rated as one of the best choices in 2026 for short trips, thanks to its extremely fast recharge capability. With most batteries, if you only drive to the post office and back, they slowly die because they never get fully recharged. But Bosch is different. It uses an advanced AGM structure, allowing ions to move more freely, so the battery can absorb energy almost immediately from the moment the alternator starts working. That makes it the ideal choice for drivers who mostly take short urban trips. It doesn't just recharge quickly, it delivers a stable current that protects every electronic component in the vehicle. In an era where cars are packed with semiconductors and sensitive sensors, a clean power supply from the Bosch S5 acts like a layer of armor, shielding you from expensive electrical issues that cheap batteries often cause. Dakota Lithium, walking away from lead-acid. And if you truly want to leave the troubled lead-acid era behind, look at Dakota Lithium. This is a leap forward. This is no longer a battery in the traditional sense. It's an energy storage system built on LiFePO4, lithium iron phosphate, chemistry known for its safety. It's not only half the weight, but it can deliver up to 10,000 charge cycles, around 20 times more than a standard battery. With a record 11-year warranty, this may very well be the last battery you ever buy for your vehicle. It operates across extreme conditions, from -40 degrees Fahrenheit to 140 degrees Fahrenheit without any loss in performance. In the old mechanical world, we trusted the thickness of steel. With batteries, that rule still holds. The heavier it is, the more durable it tends to be. A cheap battery of the same size usually weighs around 35 pounds, or 15.8 kilograms. But a true steel standard like Odyssey or Interstate can weigh up to 52 pounds, or 23.6 kilograms. That nearly 20-pound difference, that's pure lead. High-quality batteries use thick, dense lead plates to resist corrosion and heat warping. Cheap ones use recycled, contaminated lead, and thin plates to maximize profit. Thin plates mean less reaction surface, faster sulfation, and failure in as little as 18 to 24 months. When you hold a heavy battery in your hands, You're holding the pride of a craftsman in peace of mind for the road ahead. The art of preservation. Here's the hard truth. Even if you spend $400 on a top-tier battery, it will still turn into a useless block of plastic if you treat it the same way corporations treat their customers. The first and most common mistake is neglect. Lead-acid batteries naturally self-discharge. If you leave your car sitting in the garage for more than 2 weeks without starting it, the voltage can drop below 12.4 volts. That's when sulfation begins. Hard lead sulfate crystals start forming on the plates, like rust eating into the frame of an old truck, blocking the chemical reactions inside the battery. A good battery can survive a few of these starvation cycles, but if it happens repeatedly, it slowly dies. Second, check your alternator. A failing alternator can undercharge the battery, leaving it in a constant state of depletion. Or worse, it can overcharge above 15 volts, boiling the electrolyte and warping the plates from heat. Third, short trips are silent killers. If you only start your car to drive a short distance, like down the street and back, the alternator never has enough time to replace the energy lost during startup. So the battery lives in a constant state of deficit, borrowing energy it never fully pays back until it collapses. And here's the secret weapon I want to leave you with: how to read a battery date code. Manufacturers often hide the production date behind alphanumeric codes like a 6 or L5. Here's the simple rule. The letter represents the month, A equals January, B equals February, and so on. The number represents the year. So if you see 9JKJ21, that means September 2019. Now think about this. If you're holding that battery in mid-2020, put it back. Any battery that's been sitting on a shelf for more than 6 months without proper maintenance charging is already in decline. Don't ever pay for a product that's been dying quietly in storage. In the end, this isn't just about a car battery, it's a financial decision. Saving $30 today on a cheap battery can cost you an extra $150 within 2 years. A good battery doesn't just give you strong cranking power. It gives you stable voltage, reliability, and peace of mind every single morning. So don't buy the cheapest option. Buy something heavy enough, well-built enough, and durable enough that you don't have to think about it again. And if this helped you avoid the brand trap and stay out of trouble, don't forget to hit subscribe and like.